Welcome back to another episode of Kevin Goes, and this one's a bit of a hybrid. I'm showing you off my Larry vs. Harry bullet cargo bike and taking you down to Ontario Place. We start off by heading down Harbor Street and going through the neighborhood of Little Italy and making a quick stop at Trinity Bellwoods Park. And since this is such a short ride down to Ontario Place, this is one of the benefits of living in downtown Toronto. I'm gonna show you some of Trinity Bellwoods. Beautiful. Actually, got a better way. It's winter here in Toronto, so yeah, it looks a little bleak, but damn does this city look amazing. After our brief stop, we're going to continue through the park, avoid some dogs. We're going to take Strachan. Nah, just kidding, it's Strawn. Down to Adelaide Street, and then we're going to head over down through Stanley Park and see the amazing bridges of Garrison Crossing. These beautiful stainless steel bridges took almost 20 years to build. They were proposed in the early 2000s, only to be cancelled, and then it was rejuvenated when further development of the area happened. Construction began in 2016 and was completed in 2019. They offer spectacular views of downtown Toronto and an easy link to Exhibition. So down here at Exhibition Place, earlier in the year, I took you down here for the C&E, and in the normal time of year, yeah, it's not a very exciting place. So a lot of people think this could be served much better than a year-round parking lot. Cars king here, but with each passing year it gets much better. So got one little treat for you. It's windy, it's chilly, and that's a memorial for the old Exhibition Stadium where the Blue Jays played, as well as the Argonauts. That's CFL. And yeah, it's pretty neat. So here's this little treat for you. Exhibition bases. Second base. Third base. Let's keep going. So we're finally going to do a bullet bike check, and I want to show you what this bike is all about. So let's head on over to one of the bridges to cross Lakeshore Boulevard to Ontario Place. This is the Larry vs. Harry cargo bike. Despite not being electric, it has a really wide gear ratio drivetrain. Tackling hills is a little difficult, but drop down to the lowest gear and you'll get up there eventually. I installed a dynamo system, a dampener, and also a rear wheel lock for extra security. This bike is freaking phenomenal. Now, I use it a lot more than just throwing a backpack in it. I will definitely develop some more videos about the bullet specifically, and show you around Toronto and what you can do with this bad boy. But for now, we're going to lock up, and this bike, despite its size, is pretty easy to do. With the rear wheel lock, just engage that, and make sure you have a U-lock big enough or a chain to lock around the frame. And this is where the video drastically changes and focuses on Ontario Place. Ontario Place is situated on the shore of Lake Ontario in Toronto. At the time of filming, this was the only entrance left. This entrance was used for the West Island as well as the Cinesphere that is also currently under renovation, with no time estimation of when it will be complete. From this bridge, you get an amazing vantage point of Etobicoke and Toronto skylines. This once proud and groundbreaking place is literally rusting away, with little paint jobs here and there to cover up the deterioration of the place. In the grand plan of the renovation of Ontario Place, the pods and Cinesphere are spared, but with the current provincial government, it's unclear what will actually happen. The current provincial government has been very quiet about its redevelopment plans. So much so, we don't even know the details of the lease that Thermae was granted. Walking through the grounds, this area known as the Commons was once a place where you would find patios, small children rides, and little exhibitions in these little pods. At its end of life, it hosted festivals such as the Electric Island Music Festival. But when nothing was happening, you were free to explore the grounds, unbounded by anything. Despite being underutilized, the groundskeepers of Ontario Place made sure that the bathrooms were warm, lit, full of toilet paper and soap. The views of Lake Ontario were also unparalleled, which makes Ontario Place such a gem and a place worth fighting for. It also contains an incredibly unique time capsule. While it's hard to miss, there's some unique remnants of this ride that are buried. This is the Wilderness Adventure Log Flume Ride, and I'm currently walking on a part of the track that's been buried, but it soonly opens up into a canyon. Despite this being such a small, tiny piece of land, there's lots to explore here at Ontario Place. While many would agree, this does deserve redevelopment, but that should not be left for private development. This should be a grand park on the lake, echoing its groundbreaking past as a destination for all and open to all people of Ontario and Canada. One of the strangest things about Ontario Place is that you can climb around this log ride. It's really rickety, falling apart everywhere. It blows my mind that there were no severe injuries reported here. Where the big drop was is completely filled in, but still exposing sharp edges and a pretty significant drop. Despite the vandalism, spray paint, and natural decay, this was a step back into the past, showing how proud Canadians were of their province. Renowned architects designed and created this place, but it was all left to rot. The sheer size of this place is so incredible. It would have been really unique to see this repurposed with its rock foundations, which is actually made out of fiberglass. As grim as it is having this place closed off to the public, we have the memories of this place. I did not grow up with it. My memory is of a decaying island, but that just made this place even more unique with an incredible story. Many of my friends had season passes to this wonderful place. While we all know nothing lasts forever here in Toronto, we should do our due diligence to honor the past and ensure that the future gets something unique to enjoy as well. But a private spa is not going to be that. This land should be accessible to all walks of life, and a spa strictly prohibits that. While the story of Ontario Place looks pretty grim, there is one really amazing thing you can still find here, and that's Trillium Park. Provincial governments of the past knew that this needed to be redeveloped into something. One of the great ideas was turning a portion of it into a public park for all. This is something we would want to envision for the West Island. A continuation of Trillium Park into a grand landscape for people to enjoy, sit back, relax, without having the need to drop hundreds of dollars for an experience. While the spa might be a cool idea to some, that does not belong on a lakefront. As of today, most of Ontario Place is behind a gate. During the summer, a portion will reopen for the Budweiser stage. But when you walk around this place, it's almost as if it's a prison. Everywhere you go, there are cameras, security fences, and this obnoxious 8-foot black fence. Every Sunday, a group of volunteers of Ontario Place for All invite local artists to adorn this wall full of poems, art, and memories. While the deal between the province of Ontario and Therme is a done deal, we can still yell and voice our displeasure for what's to come. Because who knows? There might be some success. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing to see more content like this. I'd also love to hear your memories of Ontario Place.